So this question has got some algebra in it, and it's asking us to show that the amount of Malcolm is paid is this expression here. So it's worth 1 mark, so there's not going to be a lot to explain, but if we look through the information we can see what's happening. So Fred has X, Jim has £10 less than Fred. So basically Jim has £10 less than Fred. Then when we're explaining the show that type question, then we can put here that for Jim he has X take away £10. Fred pays 1/3 of his money to Malcolm. So if Fred has X pounds, then this tells me that this is going to be X divided by 3. And then it's saying Jim pays half of his money to Malcolm. So Jim was X take away 10. So Jim was X take away 10. And he pays half his money to Malcolm. So this is telling me X take away 10 half. So these sentences are kind of giving us a clue of what's going on, and show that the amount of money that Malcolm is paid is X plus 3 plus X minus 10 over 2. Well, there's Malcolm, so it's those two which gave us what Malcolm got paid. So that's how we're going to show that works, by breaking up the sentences into the expressions, by working from Fred's amount of X and then realising how it works. £10 less, take away 10, 1/3 divide by 3, pays half, so divide by 2. That's to show that bit done. It then says Malcolm is paid a total of this, so we've got to use money to show how much money Fred has left. So basically if Malcolm is paid that, then it's the same as that. So they're basically saying that those two must match each other. It's about X's, it's got a number, so they're crying out really to create an equation. So we create an equation so that we can solve it to find out the value of X, which is what Fred got paid, and then by finding out what he got paid we can then see how much money he has left. So basically the question is saying that that must equal £170. Because of that we then use this information to find out what the actual answer is. So we solve in the usual way. Here we've got 2 fractions, so we need a common denominator, and we can see here that the common denominator is going to be sixths. So the best thing to do here is to multiply everything by 6, and then that will remove the denominator bits here, because the lowest common multiple is 6. So if I do 6 lots of X over 3 plus 6 lots of X take away 10 over 2, then that must equal 6 lots of £170. So we can see here that by doing this, what's going to happen is that 6 divided by 3 is going to leave us with 2. 6 divided by 2 is going to leave us with 3. And then the 6 times 170 is the answer it's going to be. 600 plus 420, so that's going to be 1020. We've got 2 lots of this. Well, the 6 and the 3 is cancelled to leave us with 2x, so we're going to have 2x. The 6 and the 2's cancelled to give us with 3, and it's 3 lots of each of these, so that's going to be plus 3x, and then 3 lots of take away 10 is take away 30. So we've got an equation now where we can simplify this down to 5x take away 30 equals 1020. Usual solution solving equations technique now. Opposite operations to move things from one side of the equals to the other. So the opposite of take away 30, add 30. We haven't done anything to the 5x, so the 5x stays as that. That gives us 1050, and then we divide by 5 to get the value of x. So 1050 divided by 5 is £210. So this is what Fred got paid. So Fred got paid the X because it said in the original information that Fred has X pounds. The question though says how much money Fred has left. So we've got to remember to always go back and ask, are we answering the question actually asked? We've worked out what Fred actually got paid. He got he got £210. But then we've got to realise that Malcolm is paid a total of 120. Use algebra to show how much money is left. So Fred pays 1/3 of his money to Malcolm. So basically we've got to take account of that information. He's paid 1/3 of his money to Malcolm. That means he'll have the rest of it left. So to work out 1/3 of 210, So we do 1/3 of 210, which means that we divide by 3, is £70. So he paid that to Malcolm, so that was paid to Malcolm, and therefore he has left £140, because he has left 210, take away 70. So that was the 210 that he was actually given. Take away the £70 he paid to Malcolm, the 1/3 he paid to Malcolm. So that leaves a final answer of £140. So again, as always, go back to the question, go through the bits. So Fred and Jim pay Malcolm to do some gardening. Fred has X pounds, Jim has £10 less than Fred. So we've used that information, Fred pays 1/3. Yep, so we've used that information. Jim pays half his money to Malcolm. Okay, and then this part of the question talks about what money Fred has left. Well, Fred gave 1/3 of his money, so we worked out 1/3. We worked out what 1/3 of his money is, and then we took that away from the £210 that Fred was actually given, or Fred had in his pocket or whatever, and took that away, left with £140. So that's how that kind of question can be done. Create an equation and solve it.